cleavage of human zygotes occurs within the fallopian tube. The first cleavage takes about 30 hours after fertilization into smaller cells called blastomas. Within 40 hours, the second cleavage occurs because each blastoma is smaller than entire egg. So, its nucleus can make enough RNA to further development. During this early cleavage, it moves slowly down the fallopian tube towards the uterus. At the end of third day, the embryo is known as morula that consists about 32 cells. After further cleavage divisions, the embryo becomes early blastocyst. It consists of inner cell mass, blastocyst cavity, and trophoblast. Then, its further cleavage becomes late blastocyst. Then, it is ready to implant.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And now we will explain about gastrulation process in humans. Firstly, the blastocyst, after the end of the cleavage, it consists of inner cell mass, trophoblast, and blastosole. The inner cell mass that are the source of the embryonic stem cell lines. The trophoblast that initiate the implantation of embryo. It has enzymes that break down molecules of endometrium, the lining of uterus, allowing invasion by the blastocyst. The trophoblast also extends finger-like projecting that cause capillaries in the endometrium to spill out blood that can be captured by trophoblast tissues. Around the time of implantation, inner cell mass of the blastocyst forms a flat disc with an inner layer of cells, which is called epiblast, and outer layer, which is called hypoblast. Human embryo develops almost entirely from epiblast cells. Following implantation, the trophoblast continues to expand into endometrium and 4 new membranes appear. Although these extraembryonic membranes arise from the embryo, they enclose specialized structures located outside the embryo. As the implantation is completed, gastrulation begins.
As implantation is complete, gastrulation begins. Some epiblast cells remain ex auterdom on the surface, while others move downward through a permittive streak to form endoderm. Some cells move laterally to form mesoderm. By the end of gastrulation, the embryonic germ layers have formed. Extraembryonic mesoderm and 4 distinct extraembryonic membranes now surround the embryo. As development proceeds, cells of the invading trophoblast, the epiblast, and the adjacent endometrial tissue all contribute to the formation of the placenta. This vital organ mediates the exchange of nutrients, gases, and nitrogenous waste between the developing embryo and the mother.
The first event in the process of neurulation is the formation of thickened areas of cells called the neural plate. The neural plate forms at the cranial end of the embryo and grows towards the caudal direction. This cranial region will later develop into brain, while the caudal region will later develop into spinal cord. By the end of the 3rd week of embryo development, the lateral edges of the neural plate elevated. This is called the neural folds. The space formed between the neural folds is called the neural groove. The neural folds fuse together and the neural plate forms neural tube, which will later develop into central nervous system. Fusion begins at the middle and extends towards cranial and the caudal direction of the embryo. The cells at the crest of the neural fold will then detach, forming a new cell population called the neural crest. These cells contribute to the formation of peripheral nervous system. Once the neural tube has completely fused, the process of neurulation is completed.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And now we go to Islamization. So the first verse I would like to share is in Surah Al-Insan verse 2. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Inna khalaqnal insana min nutfatin amsyajin nabtalihi faja'alnahu samian basira. Allah explain in this verse is we have created man from a mixed sperm drop to put him to a test. Then we made him able to hear, able to see. So what Allah want to explain here is Allah want to explain to us about fertilization, how the sperm and ovum is fertilized. So that is the wonderful thing that we like to ponder, and this fertilization actually leads to a creation. So the second verse I would like to share is in Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse number 13 and 14. Then we made him a sperm drop in a firm resting place. Then we turn the sperm drop into a clot. Then we turn the clot into a fetus lump. Then we turn the fetus lump into bones. Then we close the bones with flesh. Thereafter we develop it into another creature. So glorious is Allah, the best of the creature. And in this surah, Allah explains how the sperm drop, actually the embryo, is placed into the uterus. And then Allah explained face to face from the embryo how it changed into the face to face until it become the creature. So actually it is not about science merely, but actually it's contain Islamic aspect, Islamic points and Islamic things that we will need to ponder about. And it's not about science, it's actually the mixture Islam and science. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Today is the day when the sun sets on our home. Finally the night will come out to say hello. Oh, the world that never ends still wages on today. But tonight the fire will stop and we'll celebrate.